Welcome back. This is In Focus. Now, here in Washington, a group of drummers and dancers recently demonstrated African culture and music and the way it relates to the rest of the world. Courtney Brown has that story for us.
With the beat of their drums, the Soul in Motion players have found a unique way to combine learning and entertainment. Soul in Motion's director, Michael Friend, says they use this so-called edutainment, education combined with entertainment, to leave their audiences with a new understanding of the differences and similarities of different cultures.
I think it's important for cultural diversity all the way around, for us as people just to understand one another and different ethnicities. Why do people react to certain things in certain ways? And I think a lot of it is cultural. And if we as people understood what those cultural differences were, then I think a lot of things would be understood. A lot of it's just miscommunication because we don't take the time to learn other cultures.
Members of Soul in Motion have traveled throughout Africa, including Ghana and Senegal, to learn firsthand about African drumming. Through these experiences with African drums, Friend and other members of Soul in Motion say they realize that Africa is the origin of many types of music.
Once you started understanding the slave trade and how it went through places like Cuba and Jamaica and Brazil, you really found that, wow, it's one big web. It's all connected from the Yoruba religion in West Africa through all these different pockets.
We had our African rhythms. So when it get time that we was on our own, if you could play the piano, you mix Chopin and Bach with the rhythm of the drum, and you got ragtime. And it progressed on to what we call jazz today. And, they got all kind of names, soft jazz, and then that morphed into R&B and hip-hop. It's that strong, get a drummer song. It relates to everybody. So the drum is very important, but the one common thread is that these hard rhythms come from Africa.
Recently, Soul in Motion used their talents to teach a group of children here in Washington, D.C. about the West African slave trade. They started by displaying the traditional drumming styles of Africa and telling stories of how slaves used music to communicate with each other. They also demonstrated the use of their drums and even had the children participate hands-on.
These are called kasing-kasings. They're like cymbals. When you have your traditional drum set, you have cymbals, so these act as cymbals. And this is the drum head. It's actually one tree, and the middle is carved out. And your sound comes out of the bottom when you hit the head.
Soul in Motion is not just for children. They also have shows aimed at spreading the same message to adults. Soul in Motion members say that they strive to prove that no matter what, music is a good way to link the many cultures of the world together.
The sound of music is universal. We may not speak the same language, but the rhythms is just understandably something that we can all relate to.
Soul in Motion is in their 27th year of performing. Their members say they are excited about the future of Soul in Motion. Courtney Brown, VOA News, Washington.